This broadcast is for April 16, 2026, Japan time. Welcome to Samurai MLB Talk. Thank you very much for watching. This channel is a place where we explore the essence of humanity through the lens of baseball, through the way we watch the game, the spirit behind it, and the philosophy it reflects from a uniquely Japanese perspective. To our viewers in the English-speaking world, I truly hope you'll enjoy this dialogue about human nature as seen through the game of baseball. Your support means more than I can say. If you enjoy this content, please consider subscribing to the channel. Part 1, Highlights of Japanese Athletes on April 16, 2026, Japan time. Masataka Yoshida of the Red Sox appeared as the number 3 DH in the game against the Twins. The team lost 9-5, but Yoshida performed well, recording 1 hit and 1 RBI. Yoshida needs to continue producing results like this whenever he is in the starting lineup to secure more future opportunities. He is a truly exceptional hitter, and it feels like his true abilities are finally shining through in MLB. From now on, I believe we will see Yoshida contributing to the team's victories every time he steps onto the field. Kazuma Okamoto of the Blue Jays played as the number 5 DH against the Brewers. The team suffered a 1-2 loss. Okamoto went hitless but recorded 1 walk. I get the impression that he struggles to hit when he moves up in the batting order. However, he was a core pillar for the Yomiuri Giants and contributed to their victories many times. I personally hope to see more flashy performances from him, but it seems he hasn't fully unleashed his true potential yet. While he is in a grueling situation, playing a hard schedule and being expected to perform constantly, I sincerely hope he can return to his true self as soon as possible. Munetaka Murakami of the White Sox batted second as the DH against the Rays. The team lost 3-8. Murakami recorded 1 hit and 2 walks. It is reported that his 17 walks this season have now pushed him to the top of the league. The automated ball strike system, ABS, introduced this season works in favor of hitters with a good eye. Indeed, Murakami stands out for his ability to distinguish between strikes and balls on the edge of the zone to earn walks. This is something that can only be done with immense confidence in one's vision, and he is pulling it off. However, I do have a small complaint. He often doesn't swing at sweet pitches on the first count, whether it's a fastball or a breaking ball right down the middle. I feel that is such a waste. Chance balls don't come often, so if a hittable ball one he could drive for a home run comes on the first pitch, I think he should swing aggressively. Murakami has a high probability of working the count before swinging, and the chance of him swinging at the first pitch is low. I feel opposing pitchers are taking advantage of this, throwing right down the middle because they know he won't swing. He should swing at every sweet ball. Instilling a sense of caution in the opposing pitcher is also a necessary skill for a hitter. I want Murakami to approach each at-bat with the strong mindset that he won't miss a single sweet pitch. Nevertheless, for his MLB debut year, recording 17 walks at this stage is magnificent. Walks are good, but I want to see many more home runs. I have high expectations for Murakami in the next game. Shohei Ohtani of the Dodgers started as a pitcher against the Mets. He delivered a masterful performance on the mound. I will discuss this in more detail later. Part 2, Shota Imanaga and Seiya Suzuki contribute to Cubs' victory. On April 16, Japan time, Seiya Suzuki of the Cubs appeared as the number 3 DH against the Phillies. The team won 11-2. Suzuki recorded 2 hits and 1 walk. In his at-bat in the 9th inning, the umpire initially called a called third strike. However, by utilizing the ABS challenge, it was overturned to a ball. The scene where he subsequently hit a line drive to right field was brilliant. It was an at-bat unique to a player like Suzuki, who possesses an excellent eye. Yesterday, I felt some anxiety as he struck out swinging in several scoring opportunities, but today's game blew those worries away. I am relieved to see a performance that is truly like Seiya Suzuki. I expect him to contribute to the team's victory again in the next game. In the same game, Shota Imanaga of the Cubs started on the mound against the Phillies. I believe he steps onto the mound every time with the conscious goal of not giving up home runs. However, Imanaga's pitch velocity is not exceptionally high. His fastball probably maxes out in the low 150s in km/h, low 90s in mph. Within that range, his trademark is his pitching artistry, the technique to shut down the opposing lineup. Manager Craig Counsell had previously expressed some frustration regarding how easily Imanaga was giving up home runs. While I feel that giving up long balls is somewhat inevitable given his fastball velocity, giving them up with runners on base can deal a fatal blow to the team. Therefore, even if Imanaga does give up a home run, I believe he can achieve good results as long as they are limited to solo shots. In the midst of this, today's start happened. He gave up a lead-off home run to the Phillies' first batter, Trey Turner. Imanaga's ball doesn't have extraordinary power or speed, so when a pitch hangs over the plate, it becomes a perfect ball for a hitter to drive out of the park. The home run Turner hit was a fastball almost right down the middle. It was the kind of pitch that practically said, "Please hit a home run." That pitch was clearly a mistake. He was suddenly taken deep by the Phillies' lead-off hitter. It is often said that for a starting pitcher, the early innings from the first to the 3rd determine the fate of the game. Imanaga is no exception, and his performance in those first 3 innings often tells the whole story of his outing that day. In today's game, he gave up that sudden home run to Turner. I wondered what would happen since the Phillies' attack had only just begun. However, as the innings progressed, Imanaga found his rhythm. Although he faced some jams, he finished with a brilliant performance, pitching 6 innings and allowing only 1 run, leading the team to victory. Shota Imanaga earned his first win of the season. Similar to Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Imanaga possesses that characteristic Japanese tenacity and the ability to make adjustments. Even though he gave up a lead-off home run to Turner, he did not get rattled. He knows how to compose himself and try a new approach. Having served as the ace of the Dina-based Stars for many years, Imanaga truly understands how to control himself. While neither Shota Imanaga nor Yoshinobu Yamamoto are flamethrowers in terms of pure velocity, the reason they can pitch so wonderfully is their composure in any situation, their ability to rebuild themselves, and ultimately, their strong competitive spirit. There are pitchers who rely on pure momentum and velocity to suppress hitters, but when that momentum runs out, they get hammered. However, pitchers like Imanaga and Yamamoto, who have the ability to remain calm even when being hit, can continue pitching coolly the very next moment. As a result, when the game is over, it turns out to be a fantastic performance. This was true for Shota Imanaga today, and it was the same for Yoshinobu Yamamoto when he started against the Mets recently. Although their starts were dampened by giving up early home runs, they both ended up delivering wonderful performances. I cannot help but feel the soul of the samurai in their mental strength, composure, and competitive fire. Shota Imanaga, that was a magnificent outing. Part 3, Shohei Ohtani's pitching was amazing. But I felt something was missing. The reason? Shohei Ohtani of the Dodgers started on the mound against the Mets. He showed a dominant performance, pitching 6 innings, allowing only 2 hits and 1 run, while racking up 10 strikeouts to earn his second win of the season. I have been watching his pitching since his days with the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters, and he powers up every time he moves to a new team. The Shohei Ohtani of the Fighters. The Shohei Ohtani of the Angels. The Shohei Ohtani of the Dodgers. Every time he changes teams, he shows an evolution as if he has become a different person. Perhaps that is why he is called a unicorn. Today, Shohei Ohtani was calm throughout, remaining composed even with runners on base. While it might not have been 100 points in his own mind, for those of us watching, it was a performance that gave us peace of mind. However, there was just one thing that felt missing. Why was that? It was because he wasn't displaying his lifeline, his two-way play. because he did not stand in the batter's box. It surprised even me, but while I can usually end the day feeling happy when a starting pitcher performs well, I found myself in a state of mind where I wasn't fully satisfied if Shohei Ohtani pitched well, but I couldn't see Ohtani the hitter. This is an honest feeling that comes from having watched his hitting since his time with the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters, through the Angels, and now the Dodgers. When Shohei Ohtani's name isn't in the batting lineup, I feel a strange sense of loneliness. In the Dodgers, he mainly takes on the role of the lead-off hitter. I was surprised at how much I missed the excitement of his first at-bat in the first inning, or the thrill of the 7th, 8th, and 9th batters linking hits together and thinking, next, the unicorn is coming up. The team apparently discussed the matter with Ohtani and, taking into account the impact of his recent hit by pitch, decided to have him play only as a pitcher in the game against the Mets. But for Shohei Ohtani, who has naturally continued to showcase excellence in both pitching and hitting, to not take a bat into the box felt truly lonely. Even so, as a pitcher, he showed us his best. His matchup against the Mets' Bichette, who hit a 3-run homer off him in last year's World Series, was a sight to behold. Back then, Ohtani was exhausted from consecutive fierce battles and gave up the home run, but this time I expected him to hold him down, and he delivered exactly as expected. It was a wonderful battle. While enjoying those moments, I still felt a sense of incompleteness because I couldn't see Ohtani's hitting. After the game, manager Roberts was asked if there would be more pitcher-only starts for Ohtani in the future. He reportedly commented, "It's a possibility. But basically, we won't take him out of the lineup unless necessary." Thinking that there might be more days where we won't see Ohtani the hitter when fatigue accumulates makes me feel a bit of stress. However, Rushing, who played as the DH in Ohtani's place, did a magnificent job filling his shoes. His grand slam was very encouraging. A player like Shohei Ohtani is called a unicorn precisely because he performs at a world-class level in both pitching and hitting. While his 160 km/h 100 mph fastballs and his boomerang-like sweepers are captivating, I ultimately want Shohei Ohtani to be in the batter's box. When he holds a bat, it's the same as a rocket being set on the launch pad. After that, we just watch to see if the rocket soars beautifully. You understand how exciting that is, don't you? Shohei Ohtani pitched wonderfully against the Mets. I give him a high evaluation. However, the rocket was not on the launch pad. That is exactly why it felt like something was missing. In the next game, I hope he shows the unicorn's rocket to fans all over the world. That is all for today. Thank you very much.